sorry. Steam decided now was the time to update.
Ah, okay. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
No problem. How's it going?
Going pretty good. How about you?
Pretty good.
Good. Well, that's the show, everybody. We've got nothing to complain about this week. So
it's been nice spending time with you guys. But that's it. So, hope you enjoyed it. Be excellent to each other. No, I'm just kidding.
Sometimes that's how it be, just
I feel like it is, but I do.
Checking in, checking out.
Yeah.
So, obviously, we took off last week. Everybody, thank you for being patient with us. There was just so much going on. Last week, I was the best man at my buddy Archie's wedding.
Yay.
And I take my responsibilities very seriously as best man. So, I had to be available and lug stuff around and get tuxes, drop off tuxes.
I was going to say, you were also like, it was like the next morning kind of thing. They were getting married or something or the next day from when we would record, I think. So, yeah. I don't blame you. That's stressful.
That's what it would have ended up being. So,
yeah.
Part of me was like, hey, let me get Archie on the podcast, but obviously he was going to be distracted too. So
yeah, he's kind of busy doing the whole marriage thing. That would have been really fun though. I'd like to have him on in the future. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Sometimes I want us to have more guests. We should have more guests on this show. What do you guys think? Should we expand it? Should we have more guests on the pod? We've had some. Should we do it more often?
I'm curious what people think about that because we know a lot of fun people. We
do,
but. It's their name's not on the show, so we don't normally have them on. Yeah.
Well, of course, we can always reject them for whatever reason. You, for whatever reason, you might have me, obviously, if I feel like I'm not getting enough attention.
Right.
So it just depends on, the situation.
I want to only feature guests that are named Lex and or Matt.
How do we find another Lex and another Matt?
What a challenge that would be.
Another Matt won't be difficult. Another Lex might be a little bit more challenging.
Oh yeah, back in the 80s, Matts were dime a dozen. That was the name for boys back then. So, yeah. But Lex might be tricky. That might be a little trickier. Might have to widen that net.
Yeah. Well, let us know, everyone. Yeah. If Michael Rosenbaum wants to come on the podcast, he can count as a Lex.
That's true. People who
have him on.
Portrayed people in fictional media named Lex at any point, they're also welcome.
Yeah. Lex from Jurassic Park.
Gene Hackman.
Other Lexes are there?
Yeah. Clancy Brown.
Oh yeah, we can have the different Lex Luthors.
Man, I would be so intimidated if we had Clancy Brown on the show because his voice puts my lower register to shame. Like, that man sounds like he just gargles gravel with whiskey and just gets on the mic. Unless he's Mr. Crab. Then he's all up here, I got all that business,
So. Oh, God. I looked at our notes, and we have to talk about Ezra Miller again?
A lot. We've got to talk about them
again
a lot
because lots of stories have come out about them.
Man,
All right. So this is interesting because it's going to kind of unravel in the hypothetical and then what actually is happening.
Right.
So last week we added a story that Warner Brothers was weighing the fate of The Flash because Ezra Miller has become a huge problem. Right.
Menace. They're a menace, exactly.
Charges have been brought up against them. They have, a lot going on. So this article from the Hollywood Reporter was saying, okay, the WB is kind of facing this scenario of what do they do?
Right.
What are their options? And in this article, they said first, Warner's has received indications that Miller, whose mother has accompanied the actor in most recent days, will seek professional help and return home to their farm in Vermont after being away. If that happens, Miller could give an interview at some point explaining their erratic behavior. over the past few years. The actor could then do a limited press for The Flash, and then the movie could open as planned. This was, I guess, path number one that Warner Brothers was debating. The second path was, even if Miller doesn't reach out for help, they could still release the film, but they wouldn't have Miller playing a role in the marketing or publicity of the film.
Right.
Miller would not be the Flash going forward at all, and it would be recast. So they'd release it as is, not have them involved in any capacity. I'm going to be honest, I really thought this was the path that they were going to take.
I did too. Let's get to the third one. I'm going to chime in.
The third situation is that this Miller situation deteriorates even more, and that Warner Brothers kills the movie outright. As it could not be reshot with a different actor. Ezra Miller plays multiple characters and is in almost every scene, which of course makes sense. It's a fucking Flash movie.
Right.
And then they're playing with the multiverse, so that makes sense that they would play multiple characters. I'm assuming multiple iterations of themselves as Barry Allen in different universes, whatever. And then this, it would be scrapping $200 million. That's how much the film cost. And it would be an unprecedented loss, basically.
Right.
So that was the scenario we were looking at last week.
Yes. Things have deteriorated, of course, as the article alludes that they were wont to do.
Something else happened. This is another Hollywood Reporter story, because as we know, as we have discussed, the WB and DC properties are all up in the air right now. Everything's a fucking mess.
Right.
They're cleaning house, and not in a good way. So this article was saying that David Zaslav, who is the new Warner Brothers Discovery CEO, says they've done a reset. They're creating a 10-year plan for DC. Who's on that team is unclear.
Yeah.
And they shelved the $90 million Batgirl movie because of this.
Wild.
I also heard a rumor, and I'm not 100% sure if that's true, that they were talking... Who's the actress who played Batgirl? I do not know off the top of my head. I apologize for not knowing this. I feel very shitty about it. But while Matt looks that up...
I just saw her name earlier today, too, and it escapes me as well. So
there was a rumor that they were going to try to keep her, but scrap this movie and put her in other stuff related to the new 10-year plan universe.
I want to say Leslie something.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right. And if we're wrong, we're assholes, and we apologize. So... It's weird to me to you can scrap a $90 million film for, like, budgetary reasons and then get your tax credit, but you can't scrap the $200 million film. I wonder if that has to do with, like, contracts and things like that of a theatrical release versus a home release. I don't know. Apparently, Warner Brothers wants to release 3 to 4 films a year.
Right.
And that's what this, is alluding to. And this, so basically they are trying to build this multiverse, this universe, everything like that. I really think regardless of how things play out, and I'm not one for no redemption, but I think they should recast Miller either way, but that's just my opinion.
I mean, if I can just chime in for a moment here, they could easily put, if they do end up releasing this movie, just, against all odds, they can easily put an addendum at the end that, Barry Allen got lost in the time stream, or he reset the time stream, and now, we're joining this new DC universe in progress, or something like that. It's so easy to do because it doesn't harm comic book continuity when it happens in the books. It's almost expected to happen that way. Yeah. And the whole thing with just at the very core of all of this too, there are certain standards that we have set about actors playing these characters. They've recast these characters before. Not these per se. Oh yeah, even these characters.
Yeah.
We've had, several Batmen at this point. But there's certain actors who are tied to characters that are just held above all others. Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, of course, is a prime example. Right. But even if you just look at the source material itself and you consider the fact that these superstar creative teams break up sometimes. You're not always going to get a Stan Lee and Jack Kirby on every single comic featuring the Fantastic Four. Sometimes you get a Mark Waid and Mike Wieringo, and that becomes the definitive Fantastic Four for that generation. But moviegoers or the modern MCU and DCU fans just cannot accept that there might be a slight change in the creative lineup or even what they're seeing on screen. It's incredible to me. And
under normal circumstances, I'd say, yeah, no, absolutely, release this Flash movie as is.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then it is Leslie Grace, by the way.
Leslie Grace
was the actress playing Batgirl.
She of In the Heights, yes.
Yeah. And Zaslav was saying that they've seen these movies, meaning Black Adam, the second Aquaman, I mean, they're still making that, but, and then The Flash. He says, we've seen them. We think they're terrific, and we think that we can make them even better.
Oh, also Shazam 2. That's part of it as well.
Shazam 2 is also part of it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the Batman Robert Pattinson movies are still going to be separate in their own universe.
Yeah, so they're already breaking their own, edict here.
Well, they said they have a 10-year plan for these films. They didn't say it was going to be one universe.
That's true. That is true.
They have not said that.
And in addition to the Robert Pattinson Batman sequel, which for some reason has not yet been greenlit, the Joker sequel also is another splinter universe. We talk about that all the time too.
Which I like. I don't. People might disagree with me on this, but I don't really want to see Ezra Miller interacting with Robert Pattinson. That sounds like a fucking nightmare.
It's a chore. Sorry. It's a chore seeing Ezra Miller interact with anyone. I've been on the anti-Ezra Miller train before it was cool.
You have.
Go back and check my stats. I've never been a fan of their acting. I've never been a fan of the way they chose to portray Barry Allen in these films, whether it be directorial or otherwise. I just have not been a fan.
Well, apparently they have such a fucking strong influence on these movies that they were picking directors, because remember that was a thing.
That whole kerfuffle, the whole reason why it's taken a decade to get a Flash movie period is because Ezra was being super picky and butting heads and kicking people off the film. Yeah, thank you for reminding me of that. That's absolutely right.
I was always very perplexed by that, because they did not like they're the lead actor, yes, and I'm not saying they shouldn't have a say. I like when actors are a part of the creative process, but come the fuck on. I was amazed that they got away with that. It seems like they get away with just about anything. So, Matt, we have the updates. Did you want to go into detail about the path that DC has taken?
Yeah, so apparently the option that they're choosing is the mental health angle here. And I don't mean to be disrespectful to anyone who is suffering from mental health issues in their everyday life. It's a very real thing. It's something that needs to be more normalized as far as discussion, as far as treatment, everything involved there. Mm-hmm. But to so blatantly use that as a scapegoat, as a reason to get a film released, is despicable and disrespectful to everyone who's really going through this. So I sympathize with the struggle that Ezra Miller is going through right now. Absolutely 100%. However, this is somebody who has felony charges against them right now. This is someone who
felony assault?
Felony assault. This is someone who is accused of starting their own cult, like a certain other DC actor we are familiar with.
Underage.
Bringing underage
at one point.
Bringing underage girls along with him on the road, along with them on the road. Let's not forget, straight up just challenging the KKK to a duel at one point on social media.
I mean, that was pretty funny. But
so all of this being said, I want to even clarify a little bit more. A statement was released by Ezra Miller's publicist, not a video from Ezra, not a tweet from their official account saying, "Hey, everybody, I'm going through this right now. I fucked up." No, this is a statement that was given to, I believe, Variety, talking about what was going on from the publicist. So we don't even know if Ezra's really even involved in this apology and this, admission of the struggle here.
Yeah.
It's all smoke and mirrors.
Right. We have no clue if they have actually agreed to this or not.
Right.
Like, I don't know. This is fucked up.
Incredibly so. So, yeah, there's so much going on right now.
And they were like, I have mental health issues and I'm working on this, everything like that. And I guess this is supposed to be the fix. I have a hard time believing, well, unless they're actually truly getting help, that can make a huge difference. But
I admire people who go and seek help, who do actually put in the work to make changes in their lives to be the best version of themselves they can be. I'll tell you what's not good for one's mental health: promoting a multi-million-dollar picture over weeks and months, touring without getting proper rest.
Yeah, because those are intense tours too.
Yeah. You just sit in a dark room and they just file in interviewer after interviewer to talk to you. You got to hit all the daily talk shows and the morning shows and everything. And of course, any talk show worth their salt is going to talk about, like, hey, whatever happened to those people who were missing that we haven't heard an update on? What happened to them? Where are they, dude? What's going on?
Yeah, the whole situation is so sketchy, and I'm not opposed to. Look, I understand they want to release this movie.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of other people. We've talked about this numerous times. A lot of people work very hard on a film like this.
Right.
And it'd be sad to see it thrown away. Look at how heartbreaking that was when Batgirl was thrown away.
Yeah,
So I'm not opposed to them releasing the movie. I just think they should have gone with plan number 2, which was they're in the movie. We're not going to have them do press. They are no longer involved with the WB.
Yeah.
We will recast them moving forward, but they are in this movie. We acknowledge that. End of story. Maybe make a donation. I don't know.
We know that during, or rather between arrests and run-ins with the law, Ezra was doing reshoots on the film. That was actually one of the stories we talked about a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Therefore, there's no reason why they can't do additional scenes with characters that aren't played by Ezra Miller and kind of flesh out this film a little bit more to make it a launching pad for, oh man, we're about to do it again, the actress who's playing Supergirl,
Oh God, I don't know who that is either. Is that still happening?
Yeah, she's in. I saw some stills, and she's in the background of the movie with two Ezra Millers on screen at the same time. So
where did you see that? I want to see that.
Yeah, that was
Sasha
a while back.
Callie.
Yeah,
it looks like The Flash. Yeah. Wait, why is there a trailer on here? I haven't seen this. A teaser trailer?
Yeah, that came out a while back.
I don't remember this.
That's how long it's been.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Sasha Callie. You're right. That's who it is.
I don't remember this teaser at all.
Yeah.
I'm not watching it with sound. I'm just like watching the imagery. What the fuck? All right, well, I guess I can watch that after.
Yeah, they made such a big deal of introducing her and saying, okay, this is her reaction to being cast as the first Latina Supergirl actress, and here's her costume. It's going to look really rad. And, you know, here's some stills of her in the movie.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Yeah, 2 Ezras. So
I like what I see of her costume. That looks cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But, you know, let's get some more of her. How about that?
Yeah, absolutely. They should just make this like, yes, you can launch your universe and then just recast them moving forward. I don't see any reason why they can't just release the film, move on.
Right.
Bring in someone else. There's plenty of other great actors who can play that part.
This is something that should absolutely be kicked to HBO Max. Simply because if you want to fast forward through any of the crap featuring Ezra Miller, you can do that. You can see your Michael Keaton.
I don't think you're. I don't think that's going to be possible. I think they're going to be in all of the movie. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
I wonder how much it would cost to put someone else's face on them.
Oh, we don't want to go down that path again. You remember that mustache gate.
I know, but it would be really funny.
Yeah, it would.
Be so funny.
It would be hilarious. And that's
remember
the thing.
How many memes we got out of that Justice League shit? I'd be in for that. I'm fine.
With the mustache, with the weird lips.
Yeah, the weird lip over thing. I don't know what that was.
They spent so much money on that movie, and that's the best they could do. Oh,
that was the best they could do.
Yeah.
As we've discussed in the past, I enjoyed it more than you did. I watched it with my brother.
Yeah.
Had a good time. I have not seen it since though. So, well, I saw the Snyder cut, but
you didn't go back and watch the super gritty black and white version of it?
Black and white version of the Snyder cut?
Yeah, they re-released it in black and white because, you know,
no,
aesthetic, you know.
Yeah, because that's what I guess Snyder originally intended.
Sure.
Remember when we were messaging each other when that came out and we were like, what the fuck is wrong with this aspect ratio? I'm like, you douchebag. Fuck you.
Man, this guy is so good at selling people on the bullest of bullshit because, man.
He's not a good director. I'm just throwing that out there.
I did not like any of that. I didn't. And it's just.
Have you ever liked any of his movies? Honestly, because I haven't.
Man of Steel. I liked Man of Steel.
I have problems with that movie. We've gone on in detail on that. But
yeah. But, I mean, as far as what it was trying to do, I feel like it was successful in that regard. You know?
Yeah, no, Henry Cavill is amazing. I loved the cast.
It was inspired, yeah. You know,
I did not like Jesse Eisenberg as Luthor, but other than that, I liked the cast.
Yeah, and the intro to the movie too, where we spent more time on Krypton, and it actually gave a new spin on how they lived on that planet with all that cool biotech. I thought that was great. I thought that was really innovative.
I'm fine with fleshing out that universe more in that sense.
Yeah.
I didn't oppose that. I just didn't love the movie. But yeah. I mean, we have another. I did not know this, so there's another superhero story on here, and I can hear about this. What is going on?
This just came out yesterday. This news was just broken yesterday. Apparently, and we gotta kind of make sure to specify who exactly this is here.
Okay.
Because on Superman and Lois, they have 2 kids. There's Jonathan Kent and there's Jordan Kent.
Yeah.
However, the actor that plays the role of Jonathan Kent is played by a guy named Jordan Elsis.
Yes.
He's gonna be leaving Superman and Lois.
Okay, and I skimmed this article, and the reasons given were baffling.
Yes.
It's a successful show. It's still gonna stay on the air. It's coming back next year for season 4, I believe. I need to catch up with it. I'm terrible about that. But anyway, why were they leaving? Why is he leaving the show?
Well, right now everything's just kind of unknown. But ultimately, it boils down to, according to this article from Deadline, the decision was made after Texas native Elsis did not report back to work by the deadline given to the cast to reconvene in Vancouver, where Superman and Lois films.
What?
Yeah. So
I saw something about COVID vaccines too.
No call, no show. So there's a lot of conversation about that. Some pieces I've read say that he has an autoimmune issue where he can't get the COVID vaccine.
Okay.
And of course, some other outlets are saying that he's just flat out refusing to get the vaccine, and he's making up reasons why. So, nothing is firm right now, but what is known is that he will no longer be a part of this show, and they're going to have to recast him.
This Deadline article says that his vaccination status is unknown. He's believed to have used an exception during filming last season, which he seemed to confirm in a quickly deleted Instagram story in which he questions whether vaccines work.
Right. And they also...
Canada has a policy of not allowing unvaccinated people to come into their country.
Well, there you go. It also says that earlier in the article, according to sources, Elsis has been dealing with serious personal issues, some of them possibly related to mental health, that the series producers became aware of. There's also conflicting information whether he left or was let go. So yeah, right now...
Well, this says that in his case, he did not even attempt to return to set in Canada, according to sources. So, yeah, I don't know.
I think that has to do with what you mentioned about just them not letting in the unvaccinated, which, great call, Canada. Awesome call. Yeah, this is abrupt and surprising.
I mean, it's one of the four main characters of the family.
Exactly.
It is a really big deal.
Yeah.
I'm curious if they haven't announced. Oh, it just happened, so I guess they have not announced who's going to take over. I'm sure it'll be another unknown actor.
Yeah, but it seems like everything regarding DC is on fire right now. Like everything is just an upheaval. And now I just see right here in the side column that they pulled the Not Too Late Show with Elmo from HBO Max. What the fuck, man?
What?
He had Batman on as a guest one time. And Jimmy Fallon.
I hate it here.
Yeah. So with Jonathan being recast, what's interesting to me is I remember on this show talking about their original casting when they were first discussing, what this show was going to look like. And we were surprised that, they were going to have two sons instead of just one, just Jonathan, like they do in the book. So I don't know if he had much acting experience before this, but it seemed like the casting of Jordan and Jonathan were kind of last minute, all things considered. Because they were in production. Yeah. They were like, okay, now we need to cast these kids. It's like, wait a minute.
It'd be funny if they were like, we're just having one kid now.
Yeah. They're going to pull a Family Matters and just never talk about Jonathan again.
Yeah.
And I know you're not completely up to date on the show, but needless to say, the season didn't end on a cliffhanger where they could write him off or, bring into question where he is at any point. Like he's there. He's on the farm with them. So
yeah, they need to just recast him and never address it. It's weird.
Yeah.
But shows do it all the time, or they used to. They don't do it as much anymore. But remember how they used to do that all the time?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It would just happen and we acknowledged it and we're like, this is the wrong Darren on Bewitched, but whatever. That was a thing that happened.
Right. I mean, they could pull a 2.5 Men and just have a piano fall on them or something,
Yeah, and then why is Ashton Kutcher playing Jonathan Kent now? That's weird.
Bring in Christopher Plummer. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No, he didn't do anything that bad now. But yeah, when you see Christopher Plummer, you know somebody fucked up.
What if they replace him with Tig?
I believe it.
Both of them. I want Tig to play both roles.
The multiverse of Notarro. I'm with it.
I'd
100%.
watch that in a heartbeat.
It'd be appointment viewing. Never skip an episode. So yeah, no, I'm glad you caught that. That's some weird shit, right? Like it just came out of nowhere.
That is really weird. We might find out more in the future, but I hope that he's okay. And obviously, you know, I mean, I hope the same for Ezra Miller too. I want them to get better.
Absolutely.
I just think like when it comes to someone who's harming other people, I have less. I'm like, okay, I want them to get help, but I also want them away from people. You know?
Yeah.
Like I want them to go get intense help and focus completely on that and not on this movie and all that stuff. And, you know, to make sure that sets and everything, like press, all that stuff is safe. I can't imagine what it's going to look like with them doing press. And that could be a situation with this as well, where they're, you know, doing press for this show, doing the intense hours, could have gotten to the actor Jordan, not the character Jordan, could have gotten to him, especially if he's younger. Like, that's a really intense job. It's a lot.
That's true. That is true. This is worse than I thought it was. Like, I made a joke about the whole Elmo thing being pulled, but apparently today they announced that there are several more things being pulled from HBO Max.
Okay.
Including some of my favorites. So,
oh shit.
12 Dates of Christmas, don't know what that is. About Last Night.
My favorite.
You know. The animated miniseries Aquaman King of Atlantis, which was fucking hilarious. This one really cuts deep. Close Enough, which is an animated show I was telling you gotta see, you gotta watch it.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forgot what that one was.
Yeah. That's a it's a spiritual successor to regular show, basically. Same creator, same voice actor.
I watched a couple episodes of that, I remember it.
Yeah. I'm just kind of skimming here. I know Ellen got 2 shows pulled. One was her kids show, and the other one was Ellen's Next Great Designer. Let's see. Infinity Train is gone. Mighty Magiswords, which I'm sure Dee will be very pleased to hear that because she hated that cartoon. OKKO Let's Be Heroes, Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures, all the Sesame Street specials. Of course, I mentioned Elmo earlier. Uncle Grandpa and Yabba Dabba Dinosaurs, which was a Flintstones spinoff, obviously. I don't know why it took me so long to say that.
A lot of animated shows got cut then.
Yeah, a whole lot. A lot of smaller shows. Summer Camp Island. Damn, yeah, a lot of smaller animated shows, but some good ones.
That's rough though. Like,
yeah. Because I mean, they sold us on just like, hey, all your Cartoon Network favorites are going to be right here. You know, this is going to be the destination, and now it's not. So where do they go? They're in limbo.
Yeah, maybe the stronger performing ones will get picked up.
Yeah, maybe. That's weird because I know Close Enough. I thought either they just dropped a new season or they were about to drop a new season. And I was looking forward to that.
It truly, like, right now, it doesn't matter. Like, it's so scorched earth.
Yeah.
It seems it doesn't matter where they are with stuff. Like, they're just gonna throw it out.
Man, what a fucking disappointment.
Yeah.
Boy, how the mighty have fallen.
Even more is coming, so.
For sure. So yeah, if there's something that's on your
I'm really worried
list,
about our flag means death.
Yeah. No kidding. I mean, they could change their mind at the drop of a hat. You know, even a guaranteed renewal is not a guarantee.
And as per usual, it's important to have your bunker copies, everyone. Get your bunker copies.
This has
if you really love a show.
Your bunker copy warning for this episode. I forgot what we called that segment, but every HBO Max story.
Advocate for bunker copies to continue to come out, too. We want to make sure they're still making those. It's important.
Man, what a mess.
The apocalypse.
Our Flag Means Death, Southside, Black Lady Sketch Show, all that stuff. I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Succession.
Succession. That would trip everybody out if they took Sopranos and Succession off of there. Like, what? This is why HBO exists. This is the whole point. All right. Couple more stories. Here's one from USA Today. Apparently Cracker Barrel introduced Impossible Meat to their menu as an option. And cool. Crackers have gone crazy.
No surprise there.
No, they're all very upset. Yeah, you took my meat away. How dare you? Oh,
they didn't take anything away. I hate when people say shit like that. I'm like, they're still going to serve bacon. Of course they are.
I like how they think that people who have different opinions of them are rather different opinions than them are all part of some committee. And we sit down and make decisions like this, like release Impossible Meat to Cracker Barrel.
Like we're playing chess.
Just
like
see what they
throwing
do.
a pawn up, going Cracker Barrel. We're coming for the Cracker Barrel.
They all just wave their arms around like Kermit the Frog. Just, oh no, they're the woke mob's coming at us again. Like, no one's coming at you, man. It was some dude sitting in a boardroom who said, let's give people more options than just meat at this restaurant.
Right. Let's make more money by offering more things. That's what it's about at the end of the day. Don't you love capitalism? Free market, that's what it's about.
Cracker Barrel is now serving plant-based sausage. Meat eaters aren't having it. The popular southern restaurant chain is one of the few places where you can have breakfast after sitting on a real wood rocking chair on the front porch or buying a bejeweled yard chameleon or live, laugh, love wall sign. But a new menu item comes with a side of controversy. Cracker Barrel is ruffling the feathers of some carnivorous customers by offering Impossible Sausage as a protein option. Discover new meat frontiers, the company said in a Facebook post. Oh, well, there you go. It was on Facebook. So, of course, that audience...
that'll piss some people off.
It says, experience the out-of-this-world flavor of Impossible Sausage made from plants next time you build your own breakfast. Thank you for adding a plant-based fake meat option to the menu, Facebook user Laura Warrat Jones said in a comment. Each year, more and more people are going plant-based for the animals, for their health, and or for the planet. Okay, that was a positive reaction. I thought it was going to be mean.
That was positive.
But it didn't last long. Bad choice, Brenda K. Mauney commented on Facebook. Do your research. What the fuck? Really? What research?
Do your research.
What? Oh, okay. And this one's in all caps from somebody named Mark Vigay. He says, you can take my pork sausage when you pry it from my cold, dead hands. Don't tread on my pork.
No one is trying to take that from you, you fucking weirdo.
I'll just read this one last. User Joe Wicker, who wrote in the comments that he still orders the double meat breakfast, even though it's gone from the menu, suggested the VP of marketing should be fired, calling the offering a woke social experiment based on ideology and not business.
You know that they love him when he comes in and he's ordering off menu.
Yeah, that's, I mean, he's paying double for something that, he really doesn't need anyway. But that's fine. Have it your way, bud. Every restaurant is a Burger King, if you believe. So come on in.
Yeah, and my thing is I'm like, okay, eat your meat.
Yeah.
And don't make someone else. That's the problem, man. You're trying to push your shit on someone else, and then you're claiming they're trying to push it on you. That ain't right.
I mean, does he expect to walk in?
No one should be pushing anything on each other.
Is he gonna order his double meat and then just expect just a shock? A hushed shock to come over the whole restaurant, and then sudden an eruption of cheers to just come from everyone. Like, yeah, you show them their, what's his name, Joe Wicker. You show them that meat's still on the menu.
Yeah.
And I don't like the picture. I don't like the picture that the other dude painted too. You can pry his pork sausage from his cold dead hands.
Yeah, that's really gross.
Yeah, a little bit.
Not a fan.
No. So yeah.
That is incredibly stupid, but given that it was people on Facebook reacting, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That checks out.
Speaking of people who are crazy about meat, Armie Hammer.
Oh no.
Yeah. Apparently.
Why did you set that up? That was terrible.
According to Variety, Armie Hammer's alleged victims reveal shocking messages and voice memos in new investigative docuseries.
Now, did you watch the trailer for this? Because Kayla and I watched it, and we were like, oh my god, we have to see this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's going to be on Discovery Plus. I'm looking forward to it.
I don't have Discovery Plus, but I'll get a free trial for this.
Yeah, and don't forget, you better watch it soon, because now that Discovery and Warner Brothers are in the same camp, this could be canceled a week after it premieres, so who knows?
Yeah, I'll watch it quickly.
Yeah, see, it all comes back. Armie Hammer, who you all may remember, is an embattled actor accused of sexual abuse in early 2021. He's the focus of this forthcoming docuseries, which also delves into his family history. The 3-part series, House of Hammer, investigates accusations against Hammer, which he emphatically and repeatedly denied through lawyers, including messages that he allegedly sent to women about his cannibalistic fantasies and sexual fetishes.
See, I don't think he's actually cannibal or anything like that. I think he's just like, like a psychopath. Like, I think he's just got a lot of fucked up shit going on. Has he actually eaten a person? I don't think, well, he's very rich.
I don't think he's eaten a whole person. I think
he's eaten parts of people, do you think?
Yeah, I think maybe. I mean, like you said, he's very rich.
There's some weird people on the internet who might like that and might like sell him a finger or something.
And he doesn't have to worry about how long the shelf life of it is, because as you know, Arm & Hammer baking soda keeps things fresh much longer past the shelf life, and his family made their wealth with this baking powder. So, yeah.
Right. Perfect for every fridge and freezer.
Exactly. I've got some in my fridge right now.
I do too. Yeah. This podcast is brought to you by Arm & Hammer.
Can you imagine? What a great get that would be. And just to turn around and talk about this, like, shit.
If we ever were sponsored by, like, Arm & Hammer in that situation, I would absolutely do that day one.
Absolutely.
I'd wait for one check to clear, knowing that they would never pay us again. And then I would be like, so Armie Hammer abused people, allegedly. Anyone want to talk about the details of this? And then we would lose their sponsorship. But I would still have some money from them, and I'd be fine with that.
100%. 100%, yeah. I mean, like, hey, I have the top of a wedding cake in my refrigerator right now until the weekend, but let's talk about this fucked up dude, Armie. What's going on with that guy? What's happening there?
Yeah, that I'm very interested to know more about the entire family in that documentary too.
Yeah.
Because it's not just him. This whole family seems really fucked up.
It seems
and one
like
of his family members is speaking out against them. So
right. It seems like the 3-part docuseries is the way to go these days. We just had one with Woodstock '99. I think Surviving R. Kelly was also a 3-part docuseries. So yeah,
that Woodstock documentary was really good, by the way.
It was because there was so much. I lived through that basically. I was watching MTV hardcore back then, like all day long, and I was getting these updates in real time as they came up. So it's interesting to hear the VJs and everybody else involved look back on it, see how fucking delusional these old men still are about their intentions and their practices. But to hear the people who were actually there at ground level talk about it, it is just fascinating.
Yeah, that was really good.
I
liked that.
Yeah.
I also just watched a Shania Twain documentary on Netflix. Complete sidebar, but I highly recommend it. Even if you're not a big country music fan, if you just like music in general and the impact that Shania Twain had, it's a really good documentary. Yeah.
I want to check that out. We're pretty much just in the What Are You Watching segment now, so that's cool. But we watched the first season of A League of Their Own on Prime.
We have not watched that yet because we've been watching for months now, like all of BoJack. We just finished BoJack.
Okay.
That was an intense journey.
Yeah. It wasn't what you were expecting, was it?
No, it wasn't in a good way.
Yeah.
It took a very long time for me to like it, though.
Absolutely. I mean, it's different. It's a different type of show. I'm glad that near the end of it, it seemed like it grew up, more than I expected it to. So that was good. But circling back to League of Their Own, that was, like another thing. I wasn't expecting it to be what it was, but I enjoyed it for what it was.
Mm-hmm. I'm probably going to watch that over the weekend.
Okay. Yeah. It's short. I think it's maybe 8 episodes. It's like a Maisel season, basically.
Yeah.
And it's entertaining. It's not like the movie, if you're hoping to get that, but it is an entertaining little first season of a show.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily want it to be like the movie. I love the movie. It's my favorite sports movie. Mm-hmm. It's very important to me, but I don't want to see that again. I want to see them do their own thing now.
Yeah. I feel you. I was kind of on the fence about it because I love the movie. I wanted to see more of that type of thing. But for what they gave us, like I said, it was also entertaining. It was also heartfelt. It was also funny. It just wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And that's fine because sometimes things surprise you in a good way.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a wall of weird, and it's not really a long one. I just think it's really funny.
Okay. Is this another one that you just want to read a certain part of?
Well, it's a video.
Oh, okay.
So what I want to do is read this, and then what I'm going to have you do is click on it after I tell you to.
Okay.
And you can just watch the video briefly, and you'll understand.
Mm.
A disoriented brown bear cub was rescued in Turkey on Thursday, appearing to have been intoxicated after eating excessive amounts of, quote, mad honey.
What is mad honey?
Mad honey, or deli ball, in, damn it just switched to a different, because it's a video, it switched to a different article, is a type of, I cannot pronounce this word, honey that has hallucinogenic effects. And so this bear, which you can now click on it and watch it, Matthew, is tripping.
Oh, man.
The bear is fine.
I love it.
Was rescued, expecting to make a full recovery. This bear is fucked up, and I love it because it's like drunk Winnie the Pooh.
This bear is chill, man. This is like Paddington, dude. He's sitting up here with his hand looking
he's sitting upright. He's sitting like a human.
He's in the Al Bundy position right now, just kicking back. There are people who are close to him, just talking to him and stuff, He's very, very high. It's wonderful. It's a beautiful moment, and I thought we should share it. Bear parties. I love it. Yeah. Good for you, Bear. Way to manage your anxiety.
I also just love that there is a type of honey that you can eat that could make you trip like this.
Yeah.
If eaten in excessive amounts.
That is pretty fucking rad.
That's fascinating.
Just drop that in some tea and just, have a great afternoon.
And then you just go into the sunken place, I guess. I don't know.
Just Winnie the Pooh it for the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was cool. Okay, I enjoyed that wall of weird.
Yeah.
Of course, we'll share that with everyone else so they can see it as well on the Discord. And if you want to be part of our Discord, you totally should, because we have a lot of fun over there. And let me tell you, we have so many generous patrons, because not only do they support our show and help us to keep going and do what we do, but they also, as of late, have been sharing digital download codes for movies, music, video games on Steam, all kind of stuff in a special channel that we dedicated just for that purpose. And boy, people are just being really generous with that stuff. So there's a lot of stuff in there that folks haven't even claimed yet. I love it. Yeah,
it's really cool. Albums, anything is in there.
Yep.
And everyone's allowed to share. The only rule is that you have to somehow mark it if you take it, kind of thing.
Exactly.
I assume everyone's following that rule. It's kind of impossible to fully check that, but honor system.
Honor system. We got a good group of people there. So if you want to be one of those folks, if you want to be part of this good group, check out patreon.com/Lex and Matt and there's much more than just the Discord. That's just a little cherry on top of everything else. So come through, support us. Thank you for doing that, and say hi. We'd love to hear from you. If you want to follow us everywhere else, it's at Lex and Matt across the board.
Yeah, we're available on all platforms. So, if you're listening to this, why aren't you subscribed yet?
Yeah.
Take someone's phone, go subscribe on their phone.
Come on.
Give us a rating. Be nice about it.
5 stars, hopefully.
Yeah.
We work hard for you.
You got anything else going on, Matt, that you want to promote?
Yo, I got all kind of stuff going on. I have the Uncanny Magazine podcast is still in full effect. They're doing a Kickstarter right now to continue publishing the magazine for another year. What's great about that is, it helps to actually pay the editorial staff. The managing staff gets paid last. What they want to do, they want to cover everybody who works hard for the magazine out of their good graces and all. So I fully endorse this. Yes, I do get a little bit of it because I work for them too, but it's not just me. It's the whole team that you're helping, and you're helping to continue to promote a safe platform for, everybody of all backgrounds to publish their work in a sci-fi magazine. So love that.
Yeah, it's such a cool project. It's such a cool thing, and I'm glad you're a part of it.
Thank you. I'm glad to be a part of it. So yeah, that's what's going on there. There's some other stuff. An artist friend of mine posted some stuff she wants to do with voice acting and asked for people to just participate. I got in there because it's always good to keep the muscle going. Keep
absolutely.
working that muscle. So yeah, go keep working that out. What you got going
on? We have over on Ravens. The Ravens podcast channel, we have Cape Side Chats.
Ooh.
By the time you're listening to this, I believe season 6 will be out. It is the last season. We cover the entirety of season 6 except for the series finale. Next week, August 25th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That would be, 6 p.m. Central for you guys?
Yes.
We will be doing on the Ravens channel, a live watch-along of the series finale together, which I have seen and Simon has not seen. It will be the extended cut that I have, and Simon is not ready. He's not prepared. He thinks he's prepared. He's not prepared. So we're going to watch that in front of everyone, and that's going to be really fun. And then we'll talk about it after on the final episode of the show.
Man, end of an era.
Yeah. So it's like a bittersweet thing. It's nice to finish it and, put a bow on it kind of thing. But it's also like, this project is done, Yep.
Yeah. Must feel good, though. Must feel like you've accomplished it, though.
Absolutely. And I'm very excited to watch it next week because season 6 is pretty rough.
Yeah.
It's by far the worst season of the show. But the finale's great. It's really good stuff. So that'll be fun.
Very cool.
But yeah, that's all. You guys can go listen to that. Subscribe to Ravens as well.
Subscribe. Check it out.
Yeah. We did it.
Thank you once again, folks, for listening. We've made it through another episode. As always, I'm Matt Peters.
And I'm Lex Lutz.
I think it's your turn. Yeah.
I thought it was your turn.
Okay. Be excellent to each other.
Bye.